pretty. And she lacks finesse and she's awkward.
Well
okay,
met,
so
Mistress
Avis
Allen.
is just kind of awkward.
Pray tell, the last time I saw you, you were with child, methinks. Pray tell, how fares...
I would rather not talk about that, if you please.
Oh, I see.
What happened?
I am full sorry, madam.
Nothing.
I'm come upon...
This is awkward.
The matter that brings...
Pardon, madam. I prithee, madam, say on.
I'm come about the new law. I know not what to do, and I would have counsel.
You are in trouble with the law, madam?
Nay, at least not yet, but my neighbours have begun to remark unkindly upon my absences, my Sunday absences from church. I am afeard one of them may soon denounce me.
Ah, 'tis the Act Against Recusants you speak of. The law that obliges Catholics to attend church and take the English sacrament. You are of the Catholic faith, then, I take it?
I, a Catholic, but as well a law-abiding woman and a full loyal subject of the Queen. Long may she reign.
I do not doubt it, madam.
But to take the Protestant sacrament, 'tis heresy. So says the Pope in Rome. I risk being damned to hell if I do it, Dr. Foreman. Verily, I find myself in a most terrible bind.
I see. Damned if you do, yet condemned if you do not. A cruel bind indeed. Well, let us see if the stars may untangle it for us. Should Mistress Avis Allen attend Protestant church services?
Well, if it's the law. Let's see. I'm Catholic. Should I obey the law and attend Protestant church services? Some have the wrong impression of the Allens' wealth and are envious. Mistress Allen's problem is her female neighbors. I mean, it could be. Avis must remain strong in her Catholic faith, for when the Queen dies, her successor may revert to England back to Catholic. Yeah, maybe, but maybe not. Mistress Allen risks getting in trouble with the law and being punished by the authorities. There may be a creative solution for appeasing the Pope in Rome whilst also honoring England's Protestant legacy. It is Mistress Allen's duty to cooperate. I'm not sure. I kind of like this one. It's a lot more simple. That one seems like there's a lot of threads going on. Let's go with this.
Dear lady, if your neighbours consider speaking against you, 'twould be on account of envy.
Envy? But Mr. Allen and I have not been blessed with... I've not had the same fortune as other women. And to be sure, we are not wealthy.
Yes, of course. Hence you must disabuse your neighbours of their ill-founded notions.
Yes. Don't worry about it.
Indeed, you must have them believe that you are, in truth, most poor.
Then I am to have my neighbours pity me.
Precisely so, madam. For if they were to pity you, they would never think of reporting you to the authorities.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Nay, they would say,
I'm glad I came up with that.
See how low poor Mistress Allen has come. She has no gown fine enough for church, so she finds an excuse not to come by pretending she is a Catholic.
Oh, I see.
Then
I must wear coarser clothes.
Thanks, Simon.
As well.
We're good.
In truth, 'twill not be agreeable to be talked of so. But nay, 'tis naught but my vanity, and if a woman must sacrifice her comeliness for the sake of her soul, so be it. 'Tis but a small price to pay.
Oh, but be assured, madam, you would still be most... well, methinks you would appear no less comely in poorer attire.
Oh, Dr. Foreman, you
Are
make
we
me blush.
hitting on Avis?
Forgive me, dear
What the
lady.
heck?
'Tis not my intention to occasion you any. Madam, would you care to see my collection of Venetian glassware?
I think I would. Indeed, I would like that very well.
Okay, so we're flirting with Avis now. Alrighty then. Current Avis Allen. Seen 10th January 1594, 1500. The current did wish to know whether she would comply with the law and attend Protestant church services, thereby betraying her Catholic faith. I did advise the current to avoid going to church by pretending she was ashamed by the poverty of her attire. Methinks the current was pleased with me for the reading I gave this day. Coitus post consultatio. Ooh, we're getting close to a letter of recommendation there.
Here comes a beauty dark as night.
Amelia.
Her hair does
Do you like her dress?
A damsel formed for man's delight. Oh, she is quite a lady. Oh, she is quite a lady.
Good day to you, sir. I am Amelia Bassano of Bishopsgate, here for my consultation.
Welcome, Mistress Bassano. Bassano, 'tis an Italian name, is it not?
Aye, it is, sir. Though I was born in London, my family are from Venice. They did come to London to gain employment as musicians at the royal court.
Ah, I know one of your countrymen,
Oh.
Riccardo Ferraro, another one of my querents. Mayhap you know him? He hails from Venice, too.
No, sir, I do not know him. Venice is a large city, and as such, 'tis home to many thousands of men.
Does she think we're stupid?
And as I did mention, I was
we
born
just
in
assume
London.
too much.
Aye, of course. Mayhap we turn our thoughts to what brings you hither this day. Have you a question for me?
Aye, sir, I wish to know what afflicts me, for my belly does begin to swell, and lately I oft find myself chundering after meals.
Swollen abdomen and involuntary upward
This be another
urging.
pregnancy.
Well, now, let us consult the stars to judge the cause of these troubles. What is ailing Mistress Amelia Bassano?
Find out. Look at the stars. Current suffering from liverworm. This represents an imbalance of the phlegm in the body. Current is with child. This suggests the illness will not last long. The current is afflicted with a crick in the knees caused by the pressure of excessive weight gain. I don't think that's it. I think with child.
I neglected to ask.
Are you pregnant, lady?
Mr. Bassano?
Aye, my father still lives.
I mean to say, are you yet married, Mistress Bassano? I presume you are, for the stars indicate that you are with child. Wondrous news indeed.
Ah, I see.
Of course, it is natural for a young lady to be a trifle anxious when she's expecting her first child. And I see you are anxious, are you not?
Aye, Mr. Foreman, I own that I am.
Well, doubtless you are anxious owing to the unpredictable nature of your condition. For instance, sometimes the child might
hope we're
emerge
right.
from its mother's womb
She has something really bad.
weeks
Might
or
have
even
be
months
good.
earlier than anticipated. This possibility is a medical fact, and one that should be explained to any husband you may... Do you see what I'm saying, Mistress Bassano?
Nay, not in the least, sir.
Ah, some of my maiden querents, I assume you are still unmarried and therefore a maiden, when they find themselves inexplicably with child, they oft do not remain unmarried for long.
We're telling you to get married, lady.
Discuss this with your family without delay, Mistress Bassano. Doubtless they will be keen to make the arrangements for you.
I see. Yes, of course. I must lose no time in finding a husband. I thank ye, Dr. Foreman. Good day.
Didn't seem very happy, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Current. Amelia Lanier, seen 14th January, 1594, 1700. The current did present with a swollen abdomen and involuntary upward purging. I did judge the current as being with child. Methinks the current was pleased with me for the reading I gave this day. Oh, this looks like a pious one. Satan's fa la 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 la. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one's funny.
Blessed morrow to you, Dr. Foreman. I am Mary Payne of 4th Street in Lambeth.
Or
I'm
Karen.
come to seek your
Karen
counsel
of
about
the
my
medieval
neighbours.
times.
Good morrow, Mistress Payne, and well met. What trouble do your neighbours give you? They play their lutes into the night, perchance? Mayhap a neighbour has cast a malignant spell upon your cabbages.
Why, sir, 'tis no trifling
Malignant
matter.
spell upon your cabbages.
Indeed, 'tis a matter of grave importance. Doubtless you do know we have a Catholic living on 4th Street, a woman by the name of Avis Allen.
Ah, yes. I did hear tell that Mistress Allen subscribes to the Romish faith. But 'tis no crime to be a Catholic, is it, madam? At least, not at present.
Aye, but harbouring a Jesuit priest is, Dr. Foreman. These evenings past, I have spied a man sneaking in and out of the Allens' house. 'Tis my reckoning the man is a priest who is going hither and thither all over Lambeth to
Oh my
perform
gosh,
the
she is a
Catholic
Karen.
Mass and take confessions.
Karen of medieval
Doubtless Mr.
times.
Allen is hiding him in one of those little cupboards.
You mean to say you think Mr. Allen has installed a priest hole in his house? A secret room hidden behind the wood panelling of a wall?
Indeed I do. I am certain that he has such a hole, and that a priest is going in and out of Mr. Allen's hole from dusk till dawn.
Verily?
The wording.
How troubling.
Phrasing.
But surely you are mistaken, madam, for under the cover of darkness, how can you be sure the man you did spy was not Mr. Allen himself?
Nay, 'twas not Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen is a fine, tall figure of a man, whereas the figure I did spy was very narrow and malformed in appearance. A scrawny little imp of a man he was.
I see.
Now, you must not think me intolerant, Dr. Foreman. If Mistress Allen must cling to her idolatrous backward beliefs, 'tis her own affair, and I have no wish to cause trouble for the Allens.
What every Karen says.
And even though Mistress Allen has lately not been seen in church, thus far I have held my tongue about it. But we residents of Fore Street are decent English folk. We will not abide an agent of Rome sneaking around our neighbourhood, muttering incantations in some devilish foreign tongue.
I think you mean Latin, madam.
But before I act upon my suspicions, I think it wise to know if there be any truth in them.
Then let us
Oh
see
my
what the
gosh.
stars can tell us. Who is this mysterious stranger, and why does he frequent the Allen's house late at night?
Okay, are my neighbors the Allens hiding a Jesuit priest? A. The man Mistress Payne saw harbors cruel intentions towards the Allens' household, goods, and possessions. So it could be like a robber. Mistress Payne will die suddenly, mayhap before the end of this consultation. Narrow and malformed, a scrawny little imp of a man. That makes it sound like it's Simon, the way that was said. Which makes me think like he's going around about the Allens. I don't know. This speaks of a relationship with an untrustworthy foreigner. As foreigners are untrustworthy by nature, this element may be of no particular significance. I don't know. I mean, when they say foreigner, it makes me think of Ferrero. Ferrero could be gone, and Ferrero would be mistaken of someone who's from an area with Catholicism. But she said scrawny imp of a man, and Ferrero is not scrawny. The man Mistress Payne saw is a public enemy who engages in idolatrous worship of the Virgin Mary. In other words, he's a Jesuit priest. The stars speak of an educated man who adorns himself in fine clothes. I want to say this because I almost think that maybe she should. This says she might pass. And make her think that it's just like a burglar. Because if it is Simon going around there because he has a crush now on Avis, I think that's what we're gonna go with.
The man you saw prowling around the Allen's house is no priest. He is a thief, come at night to steal silver plate and candlesticks.
'Tis a mere robber I saw. On my honour, that is well to hear. Still, something must be done about it. I will rouse the menfolk of Fore Street and have them patrol our
course you will.
street each night until this sneak thief is apprehended.
Ah, is that truly necessary, madam? Be there not more...
Pleasant day, Dr. Foreman.
Yeah, see how we're like kind of nervous after that, which makes me think that we're the ones prowling around. Case summary. Current Mary Payne. Seen 10th February, 1594, 900. The current did wish to know whether her neighbors, the Allens, are illegally hiding a Jesuit priest. I did tell the current that the man she took for a priest is a burglar. Methinks the curate was a little pleased with me for the reading I gave this day.
When the querent does rock a continental frock, when the querent does rock a continental frock, when his Italian flair features or facial hair, 'tis Ferraro.
Welcome back, Signor Ferraro.
God give you good day, signor. And how may I assist you?
'Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great dottore Simon Foreman.
So I see.
Why is he
What
burping?
brings you this
Is
day?
he gassy?
I bring myself to you, so you treat my illness. 'Tis very grave.
And, what might this illness be? Perchance we might start with your complaints.
First problem is the laughter that cannot be controlled.
Uncontrollable laughter, you say? I see. Anything else?
Next problem, the dancing that cannot be controlled.
Uncontrollable dancing. And yet, you do not appear to be dancing at present.
What can I say? 'Tis uncontrollable dancing. I cannot control when I dance.
Nay, 'tis a fair point.
I can't control when I
Doubtless
dance.
my disease, whatever it may be, is very rare and very difficult to diagnose. But of course, if it be beyond your medical understanding...
Let me assure you,
I
signor,
wonder if he's
that
making it up,
whatever
but he
is said
keeps
of us on the
burping and he
continent,
didn't mention
the
anything
learning
about
of
it.
the English doctors is unparalleled. There is no better medical care to be had than in London. Now, let us see whether the stars may tell us something of your unusual and troubling illness.
He might be lying. I mean, I don't know. The reason I don't trust him is because he's saying he can't, it's uncontrollable dancing and uncontrollable laughter. So, but like he's burping a lot too. So maybe it could be like something is wrong that's causing, I don't know. Let's find out what the stars say. Aquarius, ruler of ankles. Signor Ferrero has been bitten by a tarantula. On one of his ankles, tarantula venom causes the victim to laugh, sing, or dance uncontrollably while also provoking an acute loathing of music. Hey, Virgo, ruler of digestive system. I think it's something to do with his digestive system. I don't know what's going on with the dancing and laughing, but he keeps burping, so Signor Ferrero is suffering from colic, a disease that occasions abdominal pain, belching, bloating of the stomach. I think this is what we're going to go with.
It sounds to me like you're experiencing pain in your stomach.
But how did you know this?
Indeed, methinks you are stricken with a bout of colic. Most doctors do advise upward purging, but I have found the dog cure more efficacious in cases of colic.
The dog cure?
Aye. First you must find a dog lying idle on the ground. On any street in London you will find such a creature. Then you must kick the dog away,
Oh my
lower
gosh.
your breeches, and
No,
then
don't
make
kick the
water
dog.
upon the spot where the dog did lie.
If you say so, Signor Foreman.
If we were not on English soil, of course, I would have said you were bitten by a tarantula. But there be no such spiders in England. Our weather is much too cold for them. Indeed, only an overqualified quack who draws his medical knowledge from books alone would think such a diagnosis appropriate in this case.
Indeed.
Nervous laughter,
Most
huh?
ludicrous.
And in truth, the laughing and dancing you are troubled with may doubtless be attributed to your hot-blooded Latin temperament.
Rude.
Doubtless
Why are we
you
being
speak
rude?
it true, eh? 'Tis but a symptom of my hot Venetian blood.
Well, he seemed to like
Riccardo
that.
Ferraro bids you good day.
But I think that was kind of rude of us, to be honest. All right. Current Ricardo Ferreira, seen 1st September 1594, 1400. The current did present with uncontrollable laughter and dancing. I did diagnose a bout of colic, having remarked the current's abrupt exhalations of foul air. Methinks the current was a little pleased with me.
Why does this lady feel confined? Mayhap the world is too unkind. Nay, doctor,
Maybe it's the dress. I don't know.
Recure is come
Pray, cure this comely lady. Let's go.
Good day to you, madam.
Yes. Good day, Mr. Foreman. Pray tell, is your Venetian querent Riccardo Ferraro one of the patients you treat for troubles of the mind? Forsooth, his manner is right strange. I passed him at the door, and when I addressed him in the Italian tongue, he abruptly turned from me and ran away down the street.
I think he might be
Signor
lying.
Ferraro has no grave troubles of the mind that I'm aware of. Mayhap he was merely dumbstruck by your beauty, madam.
Dr. Foreman, a man is rarely struck dumb by a woman's beauty. Indeed, 'tis quite the reverse. He is oft rendered all the more loquacious, plaguing her with ill-formed metaphors
Loquacious
he
is a
believes
great
are
word.
compliments, and with hasty declarations and invitations she has neither sought nor invited.
Ah,
That was very specific, Amelia.
but let
Something
us
going on.
turn our minds to happier thoughts. I did lately hear of your marriage to your cousin, Mr. Alfonso Lania, for which I must congratulate you. And as I recall, you were with child when I last saw you.
I was, as you correctly judged.
And
Nice.
your child and
You're
husband
right.
are both well, I hope?
I would rather not discourse on the subject of my husband, Dr. Foreman.
As it pleases you, madam. What brings you this day?
Lately, I have been feeling heavy and lethargic.
I mean,
I do
you're
also
pregnant.
find it hard to fix my attention upon the book I am reading or upon words I am composing. And yet, although I oft feel right tired, I am having difficulty sleeping.
Ah, well, becoming a mother, beset with all the demands of a suckling babe, can force change upon the normal rhythms of life.
Nay, 'tis not that, for I have employed a wet nurse for the feeding and much of the care of my son. Methinks I must have some kind of disease.
I see. Let us consult the stars to see what afflicts you. What is ailing Mistress Amelia Lania?
I think it's mind thing. I feel heavy and lethargic, yet I cannot sleep. What ails me? Querent suffers from melancholy, being in excess of black bile. Suggests a mild imbalance of black bile. Suggests the illness is curable. The current suffers from phlegmatism. It is a temperament associated with an excess of phlegm, characterized by stoicism and stubbornness. I don't think it's necessarily that. If she was really stubborn, I don't think she would have gotten married. Current is troubled with an excessively choleric temperament. It is associated with an excess of yellow bile. Sufferers exhibit an aggressive, opinionated nature. I think we're going to go with Leo, ruler of the heart, and I think it might be like melancholy, which I think is like depression.
Mistress Lania, the stars indicate that your suffering is occasioned by melancholy, or, in other words, black bile.
I see. And what treatment can you give me for it?
Before we speak of treating your condition, madam, I think it wise we determine what has provoked it. You did express a desire not to speak of your husband, and I cannot help but think that such a reluctance reveals where the source of your troubles might lie, to wit,
Oh, that could be
within your
causing an issue.
marriage. Would I be right in thinking this? I do not wish to cause you distress, madam, but as a doctor, I do feel I must press you in case it is relevant to your troubles.
My marriage is not a happy one, Dr. Foreman. Mr. Lanier and I do not agree on matters of money and strong drink.
I see. And what are your opinions on these subjects?
That he spends all our money on strong drink. He disagrees.
And your husband cannot be brought around to see your point of view, nor you his, I presume. Well, the marital discord provoked by strong differences of opinion can oft engender melancholy in a wife. Until the matter is resolved between you, you may take a syrup of roses and chicory. Drink of it each day, and it will serve to reinvigorate your vital spirits. I will also have my manservant William bleed you of some of that excess bile.
I thank ye, Dr. Foreman.
William, come hither and bleed Mistress Lania.
Voice acting, this is so good. Okay, Amelia Lanier. 1st September 1594 at 1500, the current did present with symptoms of heaviness, lethargy, trouble, sleep, and unnatural pallor. I did advise the current that she suffered from melancholy. I had her bled and prescribed a treatment of rose and chicory syrup. Methinks the current is most pleased. We are getting closer to a letter of recommendation, so that's positive. Mail. Sir, I thank you for your recent inquiry with regards to obtaining a license to practice medicine. I know from our records that you terminated your enrollment at our institution some years ago on the grounds of insufficient funds. Whilst we do not ordinarily issue medical licenses to men who have not first completed a medical degree, proof of equivalent professional experience in the form of letters of recommendation may be taken into consideration. A minimum of 8 such letters of recommendation is customarily required. I advise you to write to us again once you have obtained the requisite number of letters. We are trying to get, some letters. John Cowell, Vice Chancellor, University of Cambridge.
What is variation? We are no longer sure. Seems Foreman's now a patient, and Avis is the cure.
So we love Avis now. Avis is our girl, but she's
dear
married.
Avis,
Like,
what a pleasure it is to see you. I have oft thought of our
I
last...
cannot tarry long. My
Look at them
husband will be
hearts.
expecting me home.
Of course. But, dear lady, is something the matter?
Of course. Do not all your querents come with a matter they wish an answer to?
whoa, Avis,
Well,
you're getting
yes.
kind of
I wish
rude.
to ask of the stars whether a man I am close with, a man who is not my husband, whether that man be also close with another woman.
A man you are. I see. Well, if I am to judge the stars for you, I must ask you to be more precise. In what sense do you mean close? The platonic bond of friendship?
Nay, close in the sense of being intimate.
I see. Then 'tis the familial tie of kinship, perchance.
Nay,
Does she
I
have
mean
another
someone
dude
someone
on the
with whom I've
side?
shared physical relations.
Verily, madam, if I am to give you an accurate reading, you must state your question clearly.
Methinks you know full well what I ask. I bid you ask the stars whether my lover is, that is to say, be it true that he engages with another woman in acts of strumpy-humpy.
Strumpy
Madam,
humpy.
You astonish me. 'Tis unlike you to speak such indelicate words. Now, if I understand you correctly, you have a lover, and you wish to know whether he has been sharing his tender favours with another woman.
Aye, but did I not verily say so?
And now that we have at last fathomed your question, let us read the stars to fathom an answer. Has
Simon does
Mistress
not like
Allen's
this.
lover been unfaithful to her?
Okay. So this is House of the Current. Mistress Allen's mind has been turned by jealousy and confusion. Mistress Allen should be more optimistic about her romance with this man. The consultation will provoke unexpected intimacies between me and Avis. Mistress Allen's lover is seeing a woman who is willing and able to marry him. He wishes to continue his family line. Mistress Allen no longer pleases her lover. The spark has been lost. Okay, I feel like they're talking about Simon, and I don't think we should necessarily, because the other one says there will be intimacy with Avis. I don't necessarily think that's good, because like this is a married woman. We shouldn't be messing with a married woman. Mistress Allen's lover wishes to father a child. See, that's the thing. We wouldn't be able to father a child with her either. And carry out our line because Avis is married. I'm going to go with B here.
'Tis as you suspect, madam. Your lover does indeed share intimacies with another woman, one with whom he hopes to father children who bear his name. To wit, he desires something that you, a married woman, are unable to give him.
Then I knew it!
Moreover, according to the stars, what does it say here? Yes.
We're not really
they say
talking
the
about
quickening
another
fever
lover. We're
of your
talking about
lover's
these
desire
two,
has lately
obviously.
begun to cool. 'Twould seem he now finds relations betwixt you somewhat, well, a trifle dull.
Dull? But you, verily? 'Tis my sister Bridget. Aye, 'tis she, those cow's eyes she makes at you. She has lured you away.
I don't know
Fie
Bridget.
upon her, that vile little strumpet!
What? You mean to say it is I you speak of?
Dull? You find our relations dull?
But Avis, pray heed me.
Then how is this for dull?
Okay, we kind of made her angry. We did. She needs to be specific. But I'm okay with this because she's married. She's married. We shouldn't be messing with a married woman. Simon, calm down. Just calm down. It'll be okay. Okay, so the current did wish to know whether her lover was engaging in intimacies. I advised the current that her lover was indeed seeing another. It was then that the current did reveal that it was I who was the lover she was referring to in her question. Methinks the current took my advice rather ill. We lost some points too. 9th of January. All right. There go our points towards the letter of recommendation. I'm so sad about that. Sybil.
She oft gets her hands on goods from foreign lands. That captain sends.
Wow, Sybil looks fancy and also has a pet monkey.
Good morrow, madam. I humbly welcome you to my consulting chambers and thank you for choosing my practice. Mistress...
Fortescue. Mistress Sybil Fortescue.
Well then, Mistress Fortescue, what may I assist you with this day?
I come upon a most troubling matter, sir. I know not whether it is a medical matter or something else.
I see. Pray describe your trouble to me, madam.
Well, I suppose it all began with a dinner I hosted at my house last even. Mayhap you have heard of my dinners, Dr. Foreman. They are much talked about. Though I fear last evening's dinner will be talked about for all the wrong reasons.
Talked about, you say?
Yes, indeed, invitations to my dinners are much sought after, for I host the most desirable of guests, lords, bishops, poets, explorers, painters, and the like. Why,
Ooh,
last
fancy.
eve I hosted the famous Robert Lord Devereux, the playwright William Shakespeare, and the Bishop of London and his wife. As well as fascinating conversation, at my table I served the very latest and most original dishes. Last even, I served an exotic green vegetable called a potato. So crisp and refreshing.
Potato.
My dear husband sent them home to me from the New World.
Potato.
Doubtless you have heard of my husband, Captain Fortescue. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh.
I see. Your dinners do sound most excellent, Mistress Fortescue. But what occurred at last eve's dinner that has you so distressed?
Well, in truth, 'twas after dinner. We all felt a strong desire to take some air, and so we left the table to take a turn in some pleasure gardens nearby. But then, as we were walking along the path, right in the middle of the gardens, in full public view...
Pray do not distress yourself, madam. Prithee, take your time.
My guests and I were, all of a sudden, stricken with pain. We began chundering and voiding from our... But there was nowhere to turn, you see. There were no bushes close by to shield our modesty. 'Twas unspeakable.
A moment, madam, as I note this down. Abdominal pain and simultaneous upward and downward purging of a most sudden and violent nature. Now, let us see how these stars explain this most
I think it was
distressing
the
and
food.
unsavory event. What troubled Mistress Sybil Fortescue and her guests last eve?
I'm guessing food. Let's read above. My guest and I were stricken last eve with abdominal pain, chundering, and voiding from the fundament. What ailed us? Sybil and her guests were troubled with evil digestion. That's what I think this is. But let's read the other ones. Sybil Fortescue has taken a chilly cold. Taurus, ruler of the throat. I do not think that's what it is. Mr. Fortescue is troubled with wandering hands. I don't think that's what it is. Okay, we're gonna go with evil digestion.
Madam, I think you said the New World vegetables you dined upon were green in colour, did you not? And you described them as crisp and refreshing, I think. I take it then that you served them to your guests green and raw?
Yes, indeed. Most of the potatoes my
that can't be
husband sent
good.
me were full dull and unhealthsome in appearance. Hence I served only the green ones. I had my cook cut them in such a way as to resemble roses. 'Tis the way I oft serve my apples.
Ah, then your trouble was a severe case of evil digestion. I have read that these vegetables can be noxious if they turn green.
Oh, my days! Do you mean I poisoned my guests?
In a manner of speaking, aye. But worry not, madam, for the suffering was but temporary. Indeed, it does sound as if the bodies of your guests were most comprehensively purged of the poison. However, in future be sure to cook the potatoes until they are soft, and pray do not eat the ones that have turned green.
Who eats
God
potatoes
shall mend
not
me.
cooked?
What a shameful affair this has been. I shall go home and, well, I shall write to my husband and ask that he includes cooking instructions with the next gift of food that he sends me. I thank ye and bid ye good day, Dr. Foreman.
Well, thank you, and it was nice to meet you. Sybil Fortescue, 14th of June, 1595, 1100. The current did not present the symptoms of both upward and downward, or did present with symptoms of both upward and downward involuntary purging, abdominal pain, and fever. I did diagnose evil digestion provoked by the consumption of raw green potatoes. Methinks the current is most pleased with me.
Here comes a literary mind, one such as we do rarely find. Just needs a man to be behind, for she's but a lady.
Okay, and we'll find out next time what Amelia Linear, what's going on with her. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. Bye-bye.